then, we got Sandinista, last couple turn attacks, combats. Here we got the first one going for my little stronghold of Bluefields. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the armor. 8, 9. Let me see here. This is gonna be tough. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 factors going against. Let's get these all down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, 4, 5. All right, 12 versus a 5 is a big 2 to 1. So there you go. 2 to 1 attack. And it'll be in the forest for the initial combat ratio. Initial combat ratio in the forest was a 2 to 1. Combat. Our column shifts are as follows. Artillery, no. Engineers, no. Special forces, no. But we do have a tank. So there'll be a column shift for the armor. Attack helos, no. And a CIA electronic ground unit for me, no. That'll take care of the column shifts. Gyro modifiers, all attacking across the river. I can't see. There's so much brightness and everything. No. We don't get that. They negated it. Fort entrenchment, no. City, town, or port, no. Oh, it is a town. We are there in Bluefields. So we were looking at a -1. We'll take that. Insurgency unit included in defense. Of course, they're all insurgency units. So we're at -2. Now we'll get on the Sandinistas' positive modifiers. And for each bombardment point delivered, he has a +2. So we are looking at no gyro modifiers. He's evened it up. But he has no insurgency units attacking. So it'll be a attack in this column with no gyro modifiers. The Sandinistas looking for a high gyro in this game. Be right back. Alright, dying on the vine with a 1. And that is a killer. Oh, I think it's still good for him. Nope. There's nothing going on with that attack. Black marker, blank marker. Let's see what it does here. I've never had one of those. No effect. So no effect on the attack. Wow. There you go. Could have been a lot worse. That was a bad roll. Oh, man. Lucky for us. He got a bad roll. All right. Let's see here. We're messing things up. Knocking markers around. All right. Close air support gone. And no. After action report here. We have held. There's no effect. Even with the armor they limbered across the river. Took 6 movement points to move it to an adjacent hex. That's how that logistics comes out in this game. All right, we've got some moving around to do. We'll move up to the next attack. It's going to be right here. All right, well, this is going to be a soak off, but he will have his special forces, I'm pretty sure. Let me check this out on the vlog. We'll be right back. All right, there you go. They are going to attack with the special forces. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the chopper or with the hind D. So 9 factors versus a 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, CIA helicopter there. Let me see. Now I think it's 2 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus a 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to 1 attack in the clear, though. That definitely helps the attacker. The clear is a killer. Oh, we're even up here more. Alright, 2 to 1. Initial combat ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Versus a 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to 1 in the clear. That is a good attack for them. Column shifts. Artillery, none involved. Engineers. Oh, hold on a second. Alright, sorry about that. I thought I had to unload groceries. Kind of get the foot around here. We do a lot of grocery shopping. Foodie house. Alright, where were we at here? Artillery, no. Engineers, no. Special Forces, yes. So they'll get a Special Forces column shift over this way. In the clear terrain. This is looking bad for me. Alright, Special Forces. Tank, yes. They have got some. Oh, I thought they did. Oh, they do, but he's going for a soak-off attack right there. So we won't be counting that one. Alright, next, attack helo, yes. Because we do have a hind E providing, so we will shift over this way again. We also got a hind E in the defense, so that'll negative that out. Here, let me show you. Here at the very bottom is the CIA's Chinook. That's an equivalent, if not better, than a hind E because it can move units. So we'll negative that out, so that'll go back to over here. Alright, insurgents unit included in defense? Yes. But that'll be negated by an insurgents unit included in the attack. Now for each bombardment point, no bombardment points, so I don't think there will be any gyro modifiers. So there you go. We're only getting, let me see, let's do this again. Initial, we got a column shift for Special Forces. A column shift for engineers. Okay, that's one on over. That's what it is. He gets a column shift for his attack helicopter, but that's negated by my Chinook. Oh, Special Forces. Everybody attacking across river? No. Oh, city, town, or port? No. Surge unit defense, but that is negated by the attack and no bombardment factors. So we are rolling with this current combat ratio. We'll take another one. We'll jinx them and keep it on this spot. We'll be back for the unmodified Communist or Sandinista die roll. Key attack. Alright, this time they get a good die roll of a 5. And it's down here, and that equals 2 step losses. Under the 5 table and retreat. Bad news for me. Here's the situation here before and the after. We will take our step losses as follows. This ARDE unit we will eliminate because we'll have to go back on this again. Allied insurgency units in Nicaragua. I guess they all could be considered insurgency units. When they were placed, there was no difference, but we will eliminate the regular unit. The insurgency unit will take a step loss and retreat 2 hexes, 1, 2. We'll have to rebase our CIA Chinook helicopter. Let me find out where I want to rebase him at real quick. And he will, when he gets rebased, I was gonna say I should rebase him somewhere where there's going to be an attack. He's got a 6 hex range. He's still got 2 activations left, so I put him someplace where there's an attack. I can give him some close combat support. Be right back. Alright, so the hex looks like this. Where can we find it? We have a hind D battalion, but my CIA Chinook company or battalion is below him. I gotta find out if there's an evacuation or if he stays there and goes to a different hex during the return to base phase. Find that out real quick. Be right back. Alright, attack helicopters on defensive ground combat support. So there you go. Can remain in a hex, they occupy. If friendly units are also in the hex, they stay 90 degrees. If the hex has been vacated by friendly ground units, which it has, the attack helicopter is immediately returned to a friendly supplied hex within its movement radius. It is rotated 180 degrees. So it can go wherever it wants, but it's done. There you go. After combat, when defending low, if the enemy ground units pursue into one of the attack helicopter's hexes after completing, when defending out, must take a step loss. Ooh. If the enemy ground units pursues, okay, well, I'll take a step loss. And note that only one must move into the hex. Oh, that's if they move into the hex. So that's key. Alright, the pursuing ground unit must move into the hex. It's a helicopter occupied. Alright. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. We're good to go. Good to go. Good to go. Be right back. Gonna find out what he's gonna do with that hex. Alright, well, my opponent's reply was he really wouldn't advance into that hex, but if it's gonna give my helicopter a step loss, he's gonna advance. So, oh, that's hard. That's hardcore. And the thing of it is, I thought that too. If he does move in there, he's got to attack all these hexes next to him. But anyway, We'll find out who was going to pursue to give my CIA helicopter a step loss. We'll be back. All right, when the smoke clears, result of combat is an ARDE unit eliminated. Contra, FDN, PNC, the PNC battalion took a step loss and retreated. CIA helicopter took a step loss and retreated and is turned 180 degrees. It can perform no more missions, but it will rebase itself in its entrenchment hex. And the occupier came from San Pedro de Norte, and it was the 50th O2. And they moved in there, and they are in there with a Hind battalion. It still has an activation left. It's only rotated 90 degrees. All right, that is it for that attack. So, oops. Good for us here, bad for us there, and we got more attacks to come. We'll come back. The next combat. All right, last combat is as follows. Let's see if we can get this done. I just got a text that groceries are on their way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, versus 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to 1 in a forest. It's a lighter color. Initial 2 to 1 in the forest. The column shifts as follows. Artillery, yes. Engineers, yes. Going on over. He's got a bunch of column shifts in this one. Special forces. No special forces there. We do have special forces, but they're outside of battle hex. Oh, armor. I don't believe so. Infantry. Couldn't get no armor around here. Yeah, nah. All right, armor, no. Attack helo. Yes. Another column shift. CIA electronic warfare. No. So there you go. Get this stuff straightened out here real quick. We'll straighten out after the battle, but first, there you go with the initial combat ratio has been put over to the current combat ratio with column shifts for combined arms. Now for gyro modifiers, and the first one is attacking across the river, and they are all attacking across the river. You can see that there, so I'll get a -2. Fort entrenchment, no, nothing like that in the village. -2, city tunnel port, no. Insurgency unit included in defense, yes. So we're -3. Each bombardment point delivered. He didn't deliver no bombardment points? Oh, I ain't seeing none. Insurgency unit included in the attack, no. So we're looking at a -3 on this one. That might save me. We'll be back with a quick die roll. Oh, you gotta love it. I hate that goofy B-log, that vassal mod, but it's a 1 with a -3. You can't get any worse than that. So his attacker suffers 1 step loss. Find out where he wants to put his step loss at, but we held out big time. 2 bad rolls by the Sandinistas. Really bad rolls saved us. Might be game changers. 2 really bad die rolls. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so I still held most of my positions. They're gaining on me here. We'll see what we can do around here, but man, we held out on that one. That was what it's all about. Oh, definitely. All right, that'll take care of this ground combat. Held reserve movement, none. And a second insurgency disbandment phase. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. We got stuff to do because it is New Year's Eve. I was able to come down here and sneak something in, but it's about to get hectic. And we got food, get ready to be prepared. It's all coming in for groceries to be unloaded. Happy New Year, everybody. Maybe we'll be back this year, or might see it next year. We're back. All right. 365 days of victory game Central America. We are close to getting this thing done. This will be in the 365 days I've been playing this game. I have played against 2 opponents, and I think we have played 3, maybe 4 scenarios. This is my first scenario with the new opponent, and I played 2 or 3 scenarios with my last opponent. And I don't know what happened to him. He said he really wanted to study the map before we started the Contra drive, and after that, crickets. That's happened with me a lot with these vassal opponents. They come and go with no explanation. I mean, they come real eager, and they just kind of drop off the face of the planet. But this old boy wants to stick around. As a matter of fact, he wants to play more, but I told him, I go, dude, this game's been on my channel, on my table here for a year. We've got to move on. And the reason it's been so long is because, number one, I work 12, 14 hours a day during the freaking summertime, and I hardly ever get a chance to play. So it's been a year of maybe a half an hour's worth of playing a week, and maybe an hour or two's worth on the weekends. But there you go. The 365-day Central America channel will be hopefully coming to an end. We're going to try to get us a marathon in here and get this thing off the board. I have been up late at night playing my old Mr. President game. I just love that game. It's got to come off. It can almost be a permanent fixture because it's such a big game. When you get done with the first one, if you want to play another one, and that has been on my table again for 365 days. I got that for last Christmas. This Christmas we cashed in on we did the video game thing. Everybody got the old Steam gift cards, but and we still got plenty of games to play. So always games to play. I've been it's always a good game when you know when you think about it when you're not playing it. There's been times I've been laying in bed at night thinking about this game and just at work thinking about moves, stuff like that. So that's always a good sign of a good game. We have one more combat to do. We were going to move on to the reserve movement, second insurgency disbandment, helicopter transport, and all that, but we forgot we have one more combat in this game, and that is my forces making a mad dash for this little victory point hex here. And in hot pursuit are two FSLN Sandinista insurgency units, and they're also throwing a Hind D chasing after me. So the attack will be a 1-to-1, I believe, 1 attack factor versus 1 defense factor in the clear. They will get, though, 2 attack factors for the Hind D, so that'll be a 3-to-1 attack. Over here in the clear, initial ratio is not good when it goes all the way over there. Terrain matters, you can see here. So we're in the clear. We're getting attacked by a Hind D, which is not good. With a 3-to-1. We'll go here to the column shifts. And the Hind D added 2 attack factors. That's what it does. Plus it'll add a column shift here. We'll show you. Column shifter as follows: Arty, no. Engineers, no. Special forces, no. Tank, no. Attack helo, yes. So that is underneath the shifts. Or shifts, rather. Easy for me to say without my implants in. What do we have here? All right, there's a column shift. So now we'll go from the initial combat ratio. Move that over 1. Now when I played my first opponent, whenever it gave a column shift, we were shifting it all the way over to the next odds ratio. But now we were skipping boxes. So yeah, we were doing that wrong in my first game or two. So yeah, whenever there's a column shift, it's not a odd shift. We were going like on this one, I would have went to 3-to-1 to 4-to-1. So no, it's what all these boxes are for. So yeah, just one box on over for the helo. That'll take care of the column shifts. Now we go to die roll modifiers. All attacking across the river side. I don't see that. Nope, we're good. Board of entrenchment, no. City, town, or port, no. We're out in the open. An insurgency unit is included in the defense. That is a regular unit, so you won't get a bonus on that. And for each bombardment point delivered, maximum of 3. You can see here he's got the old Hind D gunship, and he got hit by a close air support. So we're looking at a +1 on this roll. An insurgency unit is included in the attack, and that is a big yes. So he's looking for at a +2 on the V-logged vassal mod die roll. We'll show you what that roll was. Be right back. Dying on the vine with a 1, and that is a. What did we say the die rolls were? Attacking across the river, city, town, port, insurgency unit, defense. No, it gets a +2, 1 for the bombardment and 1 for, so it's will be a 3. Let me see here. What did I do with my pointer? Oh, pointer's gone. All right, let me see here. A 3. That will be one hit for my units, and that'll destroy him because he's already taken a step plus. And he has to retreat. So there you go. The old regular unit here is off the board. Didn't make it to the spots. Oh, killed me. And that is my Contra regular unit. That is a battalion of the ELN. We'll be right back. All right, the old Contra FDN ELN. And that will equal the National Liberation Army has just been eliminated. We'll be back. Alright then, unfortunately for my opponent, on the old Contra Drive scenario, we'll come over here, and it says that he gets victory points for 7 or fewer allied insurgency units. This is all based on insurgency units, so he eliminated a regular unit. And now the weird thing about that is under, I think it was the order of battle, or the setup, it had insurgency units listed. It had regular units. Here you go, right here. Available insurgency units. A lot of these units here are not insurgency units. Infantry battalion, insurgency command points, all that touch what I all get, which is why, look at, I started out with 54 insurgency command points. But some of these units, as available insurgency units, are regular units. So we're going to have to figure out if we're going to give him credit for units that aren't insurgency units, that don't have the white stripe, i.e. here's the units that he has eliminated already. But they don't really fall under the category of insurgency. They're regular. But during his setup, they were listed as insurgency units. Alright. Here's the units he's eliminated. Here's the big key one right here. I left this one ungarrisoned. Nobody was in a hex with him. He pulled off a parachute assault or a helicopter assault on that hex. And ouch, ouch, ouch. That's a big old CIA electronic warfare ground unit. Engineers, yeah, so that's not only an engineer bonus column shift, but it also gave me a column shift for any fight. That was within 3 hexes of this unit. So you talk about a big loss there. All right, we will be back we're done with the ground combat phase. Reserve movement, second surge disbandment. I think he did try to disband the unit. It didn't work. We'll have to check that out. Helicopter transport, return to base. He's got a couple of those going on. I will have to check with his vlog. When we come back, we'll be ending the Sandinista turn. 10 of 12. It'll be my turn to respond. So far, like I said, I got all my insurgency units on the board. I have none in my insurgency placement box. That's where they go when they're eliminated. That's where my pool of insurgency unit goes. So they're all on the board. None of them are there. I have a 9-point lead, but at the end of the game, we take my points against his points, and we come out with the difference, and then that's the victory conditions, the level of victory. So definitely make sure you stick around to the last episode, which hopefully will be soon. Let me do some house cleaning here. He's got a Hind D gunship that's out in the middle by himself, needs to be rebased. A couple Hind D gunships, so that'll take care of his helicopter transports. Return to base. There will be no repair reinforcements when we come back. It might be the Contra / my turn. Alright, my opponent's helicopter transport phase is as follows. The old Hind D that was here flew its maximum distance of 5 hexes, and he is basing him there, but he is rotated 180 degrees, which means he cannot perform any more missions. He has a Hind D gunship here that is also out of missions, but that's where it'll stay based. And another Hind D gunship, I think, was also in this hex, but had another activation left, so it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's based him up there at his little victory point hex. Is that an airstrip? Yep, little airstrip. I'll get points for that as soon as I capture it. I don't know if I have to hold that for 2 more turns, but that is that, and we'll base that one there for I guess a defensive combat support mission, although it is going on my turn and he's out of activation, so I don't know, he'll base there. You could use him next turn, I guess, if the hex survives my upcoming turn. Alright, that is it. Oh, another thing we want to make note of too, and we just were checking that out on his plan to airlift a bunch of armor units, but his airlift capacity is only company, not battalions or regiments. So he has a where is that there? Oh, wrong hex. Oh, he based him here, and his little supply hex is a good hex here. That's a gray block, but he based his transport helicopter there. You can see it's turned sideways, so it still has an activation, but it's reduced. It got shot up during a helicopter assault mission, so it had a 2 number in that white box. It only has a 1 now. Even with the 2 capacity, I don't know if it could have moved all kinds of units. I think with that 2 capacity, it still was only able to take a company of units, so we might have been playing that wrong. All we know is right now my opponent pointed out to me that he can only maybe move a company of units. So there you go. Now this is a brigade here that he's with, but he's been reduced. So we'll have to look at low capacities more closely when he wants to move some of those units, because some of these helicopters don't have a capacity to move regiments or battalions, just companies, and so on. Smaller units. We'll be right back. All right, that'll take care of his helicopter transport, return to bases, demolitions, repairs, and reinforcements. No more reinforcements on this game. They only came within the first few turns. When we come back, it'll be counter turn, another supply check for both sides, and we'll move on. After that, it'll go to turn 11 and then turn 12. We'll see if there's a turn 12. I think we're going to play it out. Sometimes on some of these games, you can pretty well see that the other team has no shot at a victory, but I think on this one, we definitely get to play this out for another couple turns. We will be back. All right, then. In the supply phase, we do have one unit that is having trouble getting resupplied. He's a little bit out there, and it is the old Bravo Sandinista unit. Now this little boy here can trace supply 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need 4 hexes to the nearest road or something that leads to a supply source, so he can go straight here. This little boy can't. He's 1 hex out. There's nothing within. I don't think he can. This isn't a supply source. I'll look and see. Maybe you would think it would be, but we'll see. Sandinista supply sources are all outlined in green right there, so that's a supply source. I don't think that old Principalca town is a supply source. We'll check that out, but I'm thinking he's going to get a out of supply marker now. If he can get 1, 2, 3, 4 to this trail that goes there, that'd be fine. But yeah, we were thinking that it might be a case of unit being out of supply. Oh, sorry about the bad camera work. I gotta look all over now. You can find this freaking unit. There it is. I'm sorry. Get a zoom out. All right, we will check that back out when we come back. Ground unit reorganized. Unfortunately for me, I'm out of reorganization points towards the tail end of the game too. Now I do have U.S. reorganization points, and I could reorganize this valuable unit here. It is possible, but he can only come on in a spot here in Honduras, which makes sense. He couldn't come on nowhere. I mean, I guess he could infiltrate, but until Honduras comes into the war, I can't even attempt to rebuild him because he's got to come in one of these spots in Honduras. So that's a criteria of that, or kind of a what you call a conundrum. Alright, so as it is, I will not be able to reorganize or rebuild any units. The U.S. reorganization points will not come into effect as long as Honduras is not in a war. So we will go down here to guerrilla attack phase. Guerrilla attack. I'm not close to any airfields. The only airfield he's using is this one, so that takes care of that. If I would, I might want to slow him down on some of these roads or trails. But the unit that does that, if it's an insurgency unit, can't move or have any combats for the rest of the turn. That guerrilla attack is going to take up all of his activities and his time during the turn time given. We'll be right back. We'll probably be skipping it and moving on to regular ground unit movement. We'll be right back. Right, there won't be any guerrilla attacks, I think, this phase, but zoom feature. If I can get an insurgency unit next to one of these anti-aircraft units, I can guerrilla attack and attempt to destroy them. And also, auto zoom feature. Oh, there you go. Non-mobile SAM site destroyed. 3 victory points. We're on our way. We're heading on back there. But sure enough, I don't know if they hide. They can't do nothing with it. All I have to do is get next to these little sites. There's an anti-aircraft site here and here. There was one down there. Did I get points for that one that was destroyed? Oh, I was just thinking about that. I think I did. There's a bunch of points out there, and I wouldn't have skipped that. But that is that. We will be back with the regular unit. It's the brown units without a stripe. I don't have many of them in my force. As a matter of fact, they are getting knocked out. The old ARDE is the ones bearing the brunt. Southern Contras. Eliminated. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, regular ground unit movement is as follows. Like I said, I only got about 2 or 3, maybe 4 regular ground units. I have moved somebody out of here on into here. Now he's over stacking limits, but the insurgency movement phase will correct that. I've also reinforced this spot here and had a ground unit, regular ground unit that was reduced in strength. He's only 50%. We moved him up here. Got him a little bit out of the action. Now I'm going to get my special forces unit into one of these hexes to provide column shifts. So a lot of this will be arranged even more with my insurgency movement phase. Now there's something here I want to look at. This spot here, my Air Group 1, it's got an entrenchment, big points, and a supply depot. But anyway, about 5 or something points for my opponent if he gets this. It's on the garrison, unoccupied, but it's across the border in Honduras. So if he goes over there, he triggers all the Hondurans. But we're running low on turns. So if I was him, in other words, I don't want to leave this. I got to get somebody there because I'm thinking at the end of the game, he's just going to go ahead and snatch on it. This old boy, I was going to move this old boy here, my regular unit. He's in a big victory spot for him, and this is along the border. So he can attack this and get this and not trigger the Hondurans. But if he attacks this one, you can see here, this one's way over the border. He comes in there, it's on. Honduras comes into the war. That's why I've left that on the garrison and pretty well empty, thinking you want to come over there, fine, bring it on, and I'll get all these units on my side, plus all the purple air units that I can't touch. So, but why not, if I was him, move my units within range and just go ahead and walk right into the last turn, because it don't matter if Honduras comes into the war yet. So I got to keep that in mind. This entrenchment here is occupied. I got to keep somebody in these hexes. So he's occupied. He's occupied. The thing of it is, you can't move back and forth because we're playing this move back and forth game. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He really can't get there in one turn. Well, this little boy can because he can move wherever he wants. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got to keep somebody here. Somehow I got an air group. I don't know if I can airlift. I might have to pull this boy back. He might have to get pulled back. We got a garrison this with at least 1 unit, so at the end of the game he can't pull a last minute. Boom! I got your victory points. Who cares what the Honduras does because the game's over? Is what the gist of what I'm saying is. So there you go. We will be done with my regular unit movements. Anything up, we're coming back down to it. Only 2 more turns after this. And yeah, let me look and see what I want to do with my insurgency movement phase. I think I'm going to move the marker on up. I'll move my insurgency units and see what we can consolidate to keep our lead and to keep my insurgency units from being eliminated. So far, they're all on the board. It looks like it's a total victory from this point of view so far with 2 turns left. You better get rid of a bunch of units, but you can see what the situation is. And where would you move your units? What would you do? We'll be back. I don't know if I'm going to call it a video. Maybe we'll call it a video. We got some more stuff to do. We'll call this a video. When we come back, it will be the conclusion of the Allied ground and air stage. All right, we got one more thing to do, though, before we call it a video. We have a soak-off attack that we forgot to resolve. The old Special Forces helped conquer this hex here, but the old boy below him, the mechanized infantry, has to attack this trench as a soak-off attack. So that's 2 attack factors going against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the rest are choppers. So 2 versus a 5 is a 1 to 2. in the, oh, it's good for me. Is that darker than the other one? Yeah, it's jungle instead of forest. So 1 to 2, initial combat ratio in the forest, 1 to 2. See where combat column shifts are as follows. Let me get this stack set the right way. Special forces will be on the bottom. There you go. All right. This unit here is attacking this unit here. Column shifts are as follows. We should know these by heart. Already know. Engineers know. Special forces. Yes, I have special forces in this hex. Ta-da! As a matter of fact, I have 2 of them. Oh, one's just a paratroop unit. All right. So that goes down 1. The current combat ratio going my way. We love these so-calls. All right. Oh, unfortunately, tank column shifts. That mechanized infantry, we give him a column shift for that. So the current is the same as initial so far. Attack helo, no. Not involved. And the CIA ground unit, no. Okay, now for die roll modifier. So here, the current will stay the same as the initial. All attacking across the river. Yes. Let's zoom in here and look at this terrain. Oh, boys are. Oh, I can't see. Let's see if we can get some light on the subject here. No, he's not. Okay. I thought maybe he was, but he's not. Alright, so we know that we don't get that -2. Fort entrenchment we do, though. And that's a -2. So he's looking at a -2. City, town, and port, no. Insurgency unit included defense, yes, with -3. Bombardment point delivered, none. Insurgency unit cleared the attack, no. So we're at -3. Oh, excuse me. He has been killing. We'll keep this on 1. See if he can't break it. We'll be done, and we're back with the vlog to die roll. He already broke out of his 1 funk, but still that's a 0 for this attack. So we're going over here. Oh, this could be really, not as good as I wanted. Oh, sorry about all that. Sorry about all that. We're at a -1. He'll take a hit and have to retreat 2 hexes. 0. See if we can do this together. Harder than you think, looking through a screen, and there you go. -1. And retreat 2 hexes. Find out how he wants to do that, and we'll be back with the updated Vassal log. Alright. Retreat the old boy to his wise hex, the old victory point hex. He had that kind of lightly garrison, now it's garrison with the mechanized infantry unit, gives him 2 defense factors, but he's been reduced. He could stay in the hex and take another hit, but I would have just eliminated him, which is, stupid, but yeah. He doesn't have any way to rebuild these units either, so was it worth it? I don't know. He gained this hex. He didn't eliminate really any insurgency units. So he's suffering. He's suffering from bad diarrheitis. We'll see if it continues with me. All right, that will be a video which get kind of long here, and when we come back, my insurgency movement phase. All right.